Hello again, Caveman from eBay. That's 123-Caveman on eBay. That's how you'll find me. Anyway, today we got a Carrera track, actually 1/32/124 scale, and I want to call it a starter track. It's nothing like it's super fancy or nothing like that. I don't want to mislead no one. It's not going to fill up a 4x8 sheet of plywood or anything like that. I mean, it's good sized. It's 3'9" by 2'7", and as far as your actual track length and things like that, when people say, well, how many feet is the track itself? Well, if you measure from the center line, which I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that or the outer or inner, but if you measure from here and go all the way around, I measure out at 8 foot. Now, you have basically 2 turns, of course, another set of turns over here, and 2 straights. One of the straights, of course, is your power intake track. Of course, you'll get the new transformer. This is all from bulk. Not one of these tracks that I take in a list is going to take and be from a brand new box or anything like that. Once in a while I'll get it that way, but the boxes always hit the garbage can. Anyway, and 2 controllers, one red, one black, 6 Arton cars. All of these are standard Arton cars, run-of-the-mill thing if you want to call it that. And the only reason I'm selling this as this here is, like I say, it's a great starter track. The thing is you can take and start out with HO, you can start out with 1/43 Arton, of course, 1/43 SCX, maybe an older brand as far as that goes, as far as one of the vintage tracks, and then maybe even, jump into Ninco track. That's not as popular in some cases. But the thing is that, you never know where you're going to end up. Now, if you start out with a small track as far as this size, the one thing that I can take and tell you is down the road, even if you're buying this for a 3 to 5 year old and you're just going to watch them and try to take and make sure that they don't hurt themselves and poke themselves in the eye, don't swallow the car, right? But you put this, if you want to call it, it's not even Christmas time, but you put this under the Christmas tree, if you will, and the young man or young lady, in fact, is 4 or 5 years old, and they get it when they're 5 years old. Okay. So they drive and they mess with it a little bit. They love the cars. They're having a great time. They're having the kids and partners over and stuff like that. And the bottom line, the interest maybe goes away. Okay, you bought him a PS4. He's going to he wants to take and race cars online. Maybe, I don't know. The bottom line is that this track and the company, at least that I can foresee, is not going to go away. So down the road, your son takes in, or your daughter says, you know what, I think I'll set my track up again. Now he's 12. Hey, I saved some of my allowance, Dad. I want to take and buy some more track for my track. So he can expand this simply by purchasing extra track for it. And it should very well be around. Now, some people will say, this and that. But the thing is that how many of you got Lionel Train sets maybe for Christmas and things, and then you drag those things out, and they, when you were 5 years old, and you can still buy the track for those things. It's a zillion years old, and you can still make them work, and I think that's great when that happens. So the same thing's going to go with this here track. It's a great starter set. That's the reason that I am not taking and trying to list it for $1 million. If you want to pay $1 million, hey, go for it. Send me the check. Anyway, just want to take and show you some basics about this layout. It's very simple, as you can see. I've got a car here that is just like these here, that has not been modified or anything like that, just got the standard magnet on it, if you will. And I'm just going to run it around. Well, if you go too fast, it'll take and come off. But like I say, I haven't been modified or nothing like that, and they do great, as you can see. Now those cars are made for battery powered tracks, but I guarantee you that those motors aren't going to give you any problems on this track. And if one of those motors burn up from running on this track, I'd be really, really surprised. Please let me know if that ever happens. But anyway, all the cars actually have headlights, and if you're not taking and flooring it all the time, those headlights will probably still work. The thing is that the voltage on the transformer here is 14.8. The Arton cars, the voltage at the most, at the transformer usually is around maybe pushing 8, depending on the track that you have. So, the 14 volts, if it's on a long straightaway, it can absolutely take and, blow the volts. I do sell LEDs that are variable voltage LEDs that go in there, and the unique thing about those LEDs is if you just get the car and you just give it almost any power, at 2 volts, those LEDs, they light up. And that's great because, you know, the car can be easing around the corner, and you're going to see the lights. And if you're, you know, going slow in the evening hour and you're just taking and running the car nice and slow like this, you know, most of the time, a lot of the lights for some of the cars will just not come on. You know, it's just not enough voltage hitting them. Or they'll come on and they'll be very dim and you really can't even notice that it's happening. So, again, these are 1/43 cars. And the only reason I'm putting this car on the track, just an example, it's just a 1/32 car. Just for reference, you know, that's what a lot of these tracks are sold as. When Carrera takes and makes the same track and lays out 1/24 scale cars, those tracks are just like this. There's no difference, you know, depending on what they put into their box and their kit. So just kind of keep that in mind. But you can run these cars, but you can also take and run the 1/24 scale down the road. So these cars here, very inexpensive. The little guys, little girls can take and just give them heck, right? And they'll hold up pretty darn good. And down the road, you want to take and get a little nicer car. They get better at handling it. They want to take and go that direction. You want to, you know, get it for them, etc., for a birthday present or something. Hey, they still have the track that's going to run it. It comes also with 10 guardrails. Okay, these just kind of pop on. And these clips here go up under the track, one on each side. Actually, if you put one of these on, it pulls it in pretty tight. There's none on this right now, so there's a couple little teeny gaps there, but that's why. There's no clips in place. So, like I say, that's a Carrera 1/32, 1/24 scale track. Should be around for a long, long time. And if you have any questions, it'll be listed on eBay. A breakdown in pictures, of course, and in general, it'll explain what the track's about. So, if you do have questions, just throw them at me. Thanks for your time. Bye now.